In this video, we will explore file attributes in Linux. We will learn how to use the chattr and lsattr commands to manage special file attributes. This will allow you to add an extra layer of protection to your files. Let's first understand what file attributes are. On one hand, we have standard file permissions, which include read, write, and execute permissions. These are controlled using the chmod command and can be viewed with the ls-l command. These permissions apply to the user, group, and others. On the other hand, we have extended file attributes. These are special file system level attributes, and they are managed with the chattr command and can be viewed with the lsattr command. Extended file attributes provide additional file protections. Now let's delve into the chattr command. The basic syntax for this command is chattr followed by any options, then an operator which can be a plus, minus, or equals sign, followed by the attributes you want to set, and finally the file name. This command changes the file attributes on a Linux file system. Now let's see what are the operators. The plus sign is used to add attributes. The minus sign is used to remove attributes. The equals sign is used to set the exact attributes. These operators are essential for modifying file attributes effectively. Let's have a look at common options. The -r option is used to recursively change attributes in directories. The -v option makes the output verbose. The -f option suppresses most error messages. Let's explore some important file attributes. First, we have the I attribute, which stands for immutable. Files with the immutable attribute cannot be modified, deleted, renamed, or linked. Even root users cannot modify these files without removing this attribute first. For example, to set the immutable attribute on a file named important.onf, use the command sudo chattr plus important.onf. Next, we have the attribute, which stands for Append-Only. Files with the Append-Only attribute can only be opened in append mode for writing. This prevents modification of existing content, while allowing new data to be added. For example, to set the Append-Only attribute on a file named system.log, use the command sudo chattr plus a system.log. Then we have the D attribute, which stands for no dump. Files with the no dump attribute are skipped when the dump program is run. This is useful for excluding certain files from backup operations. For example, to set the no dump attribute on a file named large_temp_ file, use the command sudo chattr plus d large_temp_ file. Finally, we have the S attribute, which stands for secure deletion. When a file with the secure deletion attribute is deleted, all its blocks are zeroed out and written back to the disk. This ensures data cannot be recovered. For example, to set the secure deletion attribute on a file named sensitive_data.txt, use the command sudo chattr plus s sensitive_data.txt. Let's continue exploring important file attributes. First, we have the attribute, which stands for no time updates. Files with this attribute do not update their access time record when accessed. This can improve system performance by reducing disk I/O, especially for frequently accessed files. For example, to set the no time updates attribute on a file named database.db, use the command sudo chattr plus a database.db. Next, we have the C attribute, which stands for compressed. Files with the compressed attribute are automatically compressed by the file system. This saves disk space but may impact performance during read or write operations. For example, to set the compressed attribute on a file named large_file.txt, use the command sudo chattr plus c large_file.txt. Then we have the J attribute, which stands for journal data. Files with the journal data attribute will have their data journaled when the file system supports it. This provides additional data integrity at the cost of performance. For example, to set the journal data attribute on a file named critical_data.bin, use the command sudo chattr plus j critical_data.bin. Finally, we have the S attribute, which stands for synchronous updates. Files with the synchronous update attribute are written synchronously to disk. Changes are written immediately rather than being cached, ensuring data integrity. For example, to set the synchronous update attribute on a file named financial_records.csv, use the command sudo chattr +s financial_records.csv. Now let's explore the lsattr command. The basic syntax is lsattr followed by any options and then the files you want to check. This command lists file attributes on a Linux file system. Let's see some of the common options. The -r option recursively lists attributes in directories. The -a option lists all files, including hidden files. The -d option lists directories like other files. The -l option prints the output in a long format. Here's an example output of the lsattr command. A line of dashes indicates that there are no attributes set, followed by a file name. A line with I and a few dashes indicates that the immutable attribute is set. Similarly, a line with a and a few dashes indicates that the append-only attribute is set. A line with S and a few dashes indicates that the secure deletion attribute is set. Each dash represents an attribute position, and when a letter appears, that attribute is set. Let's look at some practical examples of using file attributes. To protect critical system files, you can use the command sudo chattr +i/etc/password/etc/shadow. This makes critical system files immutable, preventing accidental or malicious modifications. To create append-only log files, use the command sudo chattr +a/var/log/audit.log. This ensures log files can only be appended to, preserving existing log entries. To view the current attributes of a file, use the command lsattr/etc/password. The output of this command, a line with I and a few dashes, shows that the password file has the immutable or I attribute set. In summary, file attributes provide file system level protection and complement standard file permissions. Some attributes require root privileges and are supported by Extension 2, Extension 3, and Extension 4 file systems. They can prevent accidental or malicious changes to your files. Here are some best practices. Use the immutable attribute, represented by I, for critical configuration files. Use the append-only attribute, represented by A for log files. Use secure deletion, represented by S, for sensitive data. Always check attributes before troubleshooting file issues and document which files have special attributes. Understanding file attributes helps maintain system integrity and security. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.